Hello everyone and welcome. Happy Friday. I'm so excited for this video for two reasons. First reason is I'm going to be doing some really awesome, fun summer DIYs. And the second reason is I am so excited to be participating in Heidi Samble's Friend Friday. So if you guys are not familiar with this Friend Friday, it is so cool. So I'll link Heidi's channel down below too. You'll have to go check her out for sure. But she picks 4 other DIY friends to play along, and in each of our videos we're going to put a description to someone else's channel, but we're not going to tell you guys who because it's a surprise. So after you get done watching my video, you're going to go down to the link in the description box, click on that, and you're going to get sent to someone else's channel, and you're going to check out their awesome summer DIYs. So there's 5 of us total, so make sure you watch everyone's videos. You're going to get so inspired, you're going to have so many fun ideas. If you guys are new and are checking out my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I would love it if you would stick around, subscribe. I do a lot of fun DIYs on my channel, so I'd love it if you guys would stick around. So let's get into my summer DIYs. For this first one, we are going to be making a cute little Hello Summer sign, and what I'm using right now is just foam board, and I'm going to cut it into about, I would say it's about 10 inches by about 6 inches. It just depends on how big of a sign you guys want to make, but I wanted to kind of make a little bit smaller one, so I'm just cutting it with my X-Acto knife. And then I'm taking this wood contact paper from Dollar Tree that if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I use this a lot. So I'm just making it a little bit bigger so that I can kind of wrap it up like a little present. So you're going to go ahead and cut that out and then just wrap the foam board with it. Next, I'm taking some brown paint mixed with a little bit of water, and I'm just taking one of those foam little sponges, and I'm just going to paint it just to make it look a little bit darker so it looks a little more like wood. Now I'm taking some more foam board and I'm going to make 3 little watermelons. So the first one is just going to be like a half one like that. The second one is going to look like it has a little bite out of it. And then you're also going to make a little bit of a smaller regular one, and that's going to be the U in summer. And then I'm just taking my X-Acto knife and cutting those out. Next, I'm taking some green acrylic paint and I'm just going to start painting the watermelons. So you're just going to kind of want to paint on the edge. Make sure that you do paint it on the actual edge of the foam board too, so that it's not just white on the corners. And you're going to want to go ahead and do that for all 3 of them. Next, I'm taking some white acrylic paint and I'm just going to freehand Hello Summer onto the contact paper. And if you have a Cricut or something like that that you can write, do a different font or make it on the computer or on your Cricut, whatever, that is totally fine. But I don't have anything like that, so I'm just going to go ahead and freehand it. And then after I started writing out summer, I wanted to go ahead and attach the little watermelon for the U so that I knew just how big I needed to make the letters. So I'm going to go ahead and glue on the little watermelon as well. And then once you have Hello Summer all written out, you can go ahead and glue on the other watermelons. I'm just going to kind of put them on either side of Hello because I thought that that would be really cute. And then we're going to go ahead and continue to paint them. So for this part, I'm just taking some of my red acrylic paint, and then once that dries, you're going to draw on the little seeds. I'm going to just use a black Sharpie, and make sure you get the top part of these little watermelons as well so that you can't see the white foam board. Next, I'm just taking some twine. I would say I'm cutting about 12 inches of twine, and I'm just going to attach that to the foam board so that you can hang it up if you would like to. And then last, I'm just taking that black marker I was talking about and I'm making the little seeds, and then I'm also going to outline the green part and draw little lines through the green part of the watermelon just to make it look more realistic. Alright, for this next one, I'm taking this old Happy Harvest sign that I made last fall. It's from a Dollar Tree sign, and we are going to go ahead and flip it on over. I'm going to take the twine off, and then I'm going to take this outside and just spray paint it with my white spray paint, so it's going to be double-sided. So once I brought it back in and after it dried, I'm going off of a picture that I found on Google, and I'm just kind of drawing out how I want the little red truck to be. So it's going to be a little red truck holding watermelons. So I'm just kind of going off of the picture that I found, and then I'm going to paint it. Next, I'm taking that same red paint that I've been using for that I used for the last project, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint the red truck, and then we're going to go back in and paint the windows, the tires, the watermelons. We're going to do different colors, and then I'll also show you how I'm making like a rusty color for the square part there. And for the little lights, I'm going to actually mix a little bit of the black with the red, and that's how I'm going to do the lights so that they look a little rustic and just so you can see them, because if you did them red, they probably wouldn't show up. Next, I'm taking my platinum acrylic paint and I'm going to go ahead and paint the window and then the bumper of the little red truck. And now for the watermelons, I'm just going to go over them with a black marker so that they're a little bit more noticeable, and then I'm just going to take my green acrylic paint and paint them. And for the half one, I'm just going to do the little bit of green on the outside and then paint the inside with my red acrylic paint. And then when that dries, I'm going to go back in and do the little seeds with the black marker. And then I'm also going to use this light, kind of like a limeish color green, and I'm going to make little stripes on the other watermelons to make them look a little more realistic as well. Next, I'm taking these little black letters that I had. These are pretty old, so they weren't sticking very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking some Mod Podge and painting it on, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick those on and just kind of paint them to make sure that they stay in place. And I'm writing out Sweet Summertime. So the sweet is going to be all caps, and then summertime is just going to have capital S and capital T. I was working with what letters I had, and that was the best I could do. And now I'm taking that same mixture of the red and the black paint, and I'm just kind of making make it look a little bit rusty, and I'm just going to outline the kind of rectangle that I have around the sweet summertime. And so that's going to look like the back of the truck. All right, guys, moving right along. This one is by far my favorite. So if you guys remember my little centerpiece that I had, I made this for Valentine's Day last year, I want to say. It was just clear mason jars. These are from Dollar Tree. So what I did was I spray painted them white, and these are going to be little watermelon mason jars. So what I'm doing is taking some duct tape, and I'm going to cut a very, very tiny strip, and I'm going to wrap that around the mason jar, so it's going to be like a separator between the paint colors. So I'm just cutting a very thin amount, and then I'm just going to tape that around all 3 of the mason jars. And now for the red part, I'm actually taking it's kind of like a cherry red, and then I'm mixing it with almost like a metallic pink color. I wanted it to be more pinky than super red. So I just mixed the paints, and I'm going to go ahead and paint all 3 of the tops part. This is the red part of the watermelon. And then I'm going to go in and do the same with the bottom, and I'm going to use the same green color I used earlier. And you are going to need about 2 to 3 coats just to make sure that it's all covering the white. I think I did about 3, so just let them dry obviously in between, and then go ahead and do a couple more coats. And now I'm taking that light, almost lime green color, and I'm just drawing little squiggly lines at the bottom so it'll look like the outside of the watermelon. Now I'm taking some twine, and I'm just going to wrap it around a couple times and then tie it in a bow just to kind of make it look a little more farmhouse. And now I'm taking my permanent marker again, and I'm drawing the little seeds in, and then once you draw all your seeds, you can go ahead and remove the duct tape too. Now I'm taking that tray. I'll link the video on how I made this. I'll put that down in the description box if you guys want to check that out. I made this whole little centerpiece. So right now I'm just using all the stuff I had before. These are the flowers I had in there, and I have these little fairy lights. So I'm just going to stuff everything down in there and then replace all of the Spanish moss that was in there, and then that does it for this one. Okay, for this next one, I am taking these 3 little pots from Dollar Tree. I had already made them galvanized, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be putting these in my office, so I want them to be gold. So what I'm doing is taking a light, it's almost like an off-white creamy color. I'm going to paint that on first, and then I'm going to take the gold metallic color and I'm going to sponge it on. So I'm kind of doing my galvanizing method, but with gold paints instead. So now I'm taking this little printout that I found on Pinterest, and we are going to be making little paper cactuses to go in the little plants, into the little pots. So what I did was I picked out some different colors of green cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out these cactus that I have printed out in black and white. I'm going to cut those out first, and then I'm going to trace them onto the green and then cut those out. It's kind of tedious, so I mean, if you have like a machine or something that can do this for you, that's awesome. But I just had to do everything by hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and trace everything onto the green cardstock and then cut those out. And then once I had everything cut out, I'm taking this gold paint and I'm just going to kind of make little designs on them just to make them pop a little bit more. So for the long cactus, I'm going to just draw like straight lines down it. And then for the little ones, I'm just going to kind of make dots on them. So those will look more like the prickly pear cactus. And then once those are all dry, you're going to start connecting them. So on the black and white pieces, it shows you exactly where you need to cut them. So this one was kind of tricky because it was a little flimsy. So if you could find like thicker paper, that would probably work better. But once I got it in place where I needed it to be, then I went ahead and hot glue gunned it. And then next I went ahead and glued on a little wood dowel onto the back part of it, and that is what is going to stick into the little foam piece in the planter. And now I'm taking these cute little rocks. These are either from Dollar Tree or 99-cent store. I cannot remember. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill the little pot with these. And I did end up running low on some rocks. So luckily we have a bunch around our pool. So I just went and grabbed a couple rocks from out back and threw those in as well. So you're just going to go ahead and repeat this for the other two cactus. Okay guys, this one is kind of a bonus. This is one that I've already had up on my channel, but I thought I would just throw this one in for those of you that haven't seen it yet. So we are going to make a little summer flip-flop wreath. All of these items are from Dollar Tree. I found these stencils, I found the embellishments, the bow, the flip-flops, everything from Dollar Tree, the sunglasses. So you're just going to make sure all of the tags are off. And what you're going to do is just kind of lay it out how, like the pattern that you would like. I was trying to kind of keep the blues in between some of the pinks, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to overlap them. But once I started putting them together, I realized that I was kind of like stack them on top of each other. But first, you are going to take your stencils and you are going to paint summer on there. So I'm just using white acrylic paint, and like I said, these stencils are from Dollar Tree. And then once I did get summer painted on there, I noticed that it wasn't as like didn't pop as much as I wanted it to. So I'm going to go ahead and take a black permanent marker and just outline all of the letters. And now I'm just going to start kind of stacking them and gluing them together. And now I'm taking my X-Acto knife and just kind of making little holes at the top that you can put some twine in there, and then that will be how you hang it. So you're just going to kind of stick the twine in there, tie it in some bows, or not bows, tie it in some knots, and then you will have a hanger. And then I'm just gluing it a little bit more on the back just to kind of reinforce it some more. I didn't video myself doing this, but I ended up taking a longer wood dowel and I glued it across the back of the shoes just because it wasn't really laying properly when I hung it. So if you have something like that you can anchor it on the back, that would work out great. And then next you're just going to take all of your little embellishments and glue them on and stick them in place where you would like them. And then for the bow, what I did was I hung up the little wreath, and then I figured out where I wanted the bow to be, and then I just glued it as it was hanging. Otherwise, for some reason it was off-centered, so you might want to hang it first and then attach the bow. And that is it for this one. I think this one turned out so stinking cute. I actually don't even have this anymore. I gave it to my grandma, but she loves it. So this one was super easy and super inexpensive to make. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite. And also don't forget to check out Heidi's channel. And also, if you guys are wondering where I got this fun little shirt from, it's a company called Thread Tank. They actually sent this to me and I am just loving it. So I will put a link for the shirt down in the description box as well. And I think they also gave me a code for like 10 or 15% off if you guys are interested. So go check that out too. Alright you guys, have a great weekend and we will see you all soon. Bye!